Hello, Ray Lee with Speedboat Magazine here with another episode of the Boats and Bros podcast with my bro and champion of the New Orleans Powerboat Grand Prix, Myrick Coyle. What's up, champ?
Yeah, it was a good race. It was, I don't know. We got our asses kicked there last year, so I
Did
was
you?
a little pessimistic going in. But yeah, it's one of those things you got to redeem yourself. But it all worked out well. Yeah, it was a fun event with the especially with all the jet skis going on and with the party that we have on. What is it? Saturday night.
Saturday night, yeah, that pit
Yeah,
party
yeah.
was off the hook.
Yeah, wind was pretty crazy on Friday, actually Thursday and Friday, and then slowly started to rotate a little bit, and the wind was always there even on Sunday, but then it started coming out of the south east, and at that point it was much calmer on Lake Pontchartrain. So yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah, Friday during testing and qualifying was wicked. I mean, it took out a lot of boats.
Yeah, I mean, it took out Rusty and Chad and Say Less in their 39, and kudos to them and the guys at Hydro Flats that literally, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, is that boat even fixable? And all boats are fixable, but the escape hatch, the rear escape hatch had came open. I don't know if it wasn't latched or whatever, or if it just, flexed the boat hard enough to where it came open. But anyway, it came open, hatch fell down. They kept going. And Rusty even said that Chad's like, keep going, because they had laid down a good lap on the first lap.
Yeah.
And second lap's when it happened. It's 3 laps. And we were talking about this today. And we need, I guess, some clarification, but you have 3 laps. First one is what they call a warm-up lap or a sight lap or whatever of your 3 qualifying or of your qualifying laps. And then they say the second and third are your timed laps. Thing is, they put up the times of Rusty's first lap, which was a good one.
Yeah.
Which you don't think that it would be because you're kind of starting right at the green buoy, which you'd think that having momentum on that buoy from doing a lap ahead of time would help you tremendously. And, but anyway, they had told Rusty, I was wondering why they were talking to Rusty in the driver's meeting. But they, told him that, his first lap didn't count. So they got moved to the back of the pack for Sunday. But, we were like trying to figure out why they wouldn't count the warm-up lap, and unless it's because of timing and there's so much going on. But with the new timing system, it's pretty badass. The one that they implemented from, I don't know whether it's Tim Siebold and the F1s or Tim and then Darren Farthing uses it on the jet skis, but everything that they're doing with the timing system is unbelievable. It's like nothing I've ever seen in offshore, to be able to have, instant locations of, or positions of teams and then seeing lap times, live right there on the TV. So I was excited about that. So anyway.
Well, I was with the Say Less crew on the shore, shooting from there when it happened. And so we went back to the pits, and then they were getting word, of course, that the boat was damaged. And we just thought, something minor. And then it comes back and saw that the hatch had opened and then ripped a lot of the lamination off the bottom. And
so a lot of people, just to know the structure of the boats, is that basically those are cut in. There is a spot in the mold that makes a receiver, but they still like trim and cut. So, it's not like it's capped over, because potentially it's never supposed to get water shot there like that, but yeah, but it did. It delammed from the escape hatch back on the top of the tunnel enough that where Rusty said when they let off the throttles, just a wall of water came inside the cockpit. And, and it's one of those things that I've had it happen, an escape hatch below open on me multiple times, but one to where it was like, oh, it's so disorienting because you're inside this little bubble, and it's usually dry in there 99% of the time. And then this other time you got a fire hose blasting, so
Yeah, that's
anyway.
crazy. Well, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but the damage, obviously, proper way to fix it is, cut the torn laminate out, which is carbon fiber and fiberglass. I didn't really look at it to see what it was, but carbon fiber. And then the coring gets damaged because of the shots that it takes and the way that water goes into this coring. And I did see the green foam coring when it was on the crane, because so much water came into their boat. Bilge pumps were on, and we were actually sitting there, getting ready to get pulled out, I think. And I think we were anyway, we were on the dock doing something, and Rusty came in. He's like, I'm sinking. So they gave him priority, obviously, to the crane. And then, pulled it up, and we didn't expect the back of the tunnel to be damaged like that. But then the guys at Hydro Flats, being Chad, that's a local guy, he was like, well, and this was Friday. So, they really don't have anything going on Saturday in those boats. So they have a day to get it fixed.
Yeah.
And I think I remember somebody saying that 30 hours is of the team over at Hydro Flats did that in 30 hours. So,
yeah.
And it's not just one guy. And what did he say? Infrared lamps or, stuff like that, heating everything up. But
yeah.
They deleted the rear hatch, which you don't have to have a rear hatch, but they make those boats to where you could pleasure boat them potentially afterwards. And, for your passengers, if you were to roll it over, you want a double escape hatch. That way people in the back have easy access to getting out.
Yeah.
But, kudos to those guys. They got the boat back to them like Sunday morning at, I don't know, 5 a.m. Yeah. And then, hey, they're out there racing. I talked to Rusty, he said they propped too high. But
for Sunday.
Jackhammer, was doing well, really looking awesome. The Doug Wright blew over Lake Wiley, and so that they were out. And then 151, I don't know where they ended up, but anyway, it was like basically Jackhammer. I'm trying to think who was second. And
I think 151 was second.
151 was second. And then came in, Jackhammer was light. So I think it was a minute penalty. How many?
20 pounds.
20 pounds light. So not DQ'd, penalty, 1 minute penalty, which put Rusty and Chad and Say Less in second, and then 151 in first.
Yeah.
And then, and then I guess Jackhammer got moved to third because Good Boy didn't run because they broke their motor mounts on Friday and all the rough water. This dog's attacking my leg. And so Good Boy was out. And then obviously Lake Wiley. That's it, right?
Lake Wiley racing. Yeah.
Now, what's his name?
Joe Spoloric and Garrett Coonrod.
Garrett. Yeah.
Yep.
I was talking to Garrett after the whole event. He was over there, and I was like, man, I called it after watching you go around there the first time. And he goes, man, I was feeling so good. And I had a big set of wheels on, so I was trying to keep the speed up. And that was definitely the windiest part of the course. And he goes, maybe I should have put a little weight in the nose. And you're like, maybe. Yeah. I said, maybe you should have let out the gas, or maybe you should have hit the trim down button. Yeah. And he was laughing. Yeah. Trim down for what? Yeah. It feels so good when the nose is in the air and I'm accelerating.
I want to come back to this, but like I said, I was in the pits when Say Less came in, and I got to give them kudos, man, because the damage looked pretty bad and didn't think that they'd be able to sustain the weekend. And it was kind of like, well, at least you have the other boat, right? The super stock boat is still put together. And kudos to Chad. I mean, there was Chad and Rusty. They both had the never say die attitude, and they're like making phone calls and made it happen. And I'm like, doesn't that stuff have to set up and cure? And they're like, we'll see. And their whole goal was to put it together, no matter, win, lose, or draw, to get it done and to race on Sunday. And amazing that they did.
Yeah. And, thank you to Mother Nature for not making them have to test it out through big shots,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, Sunday here in New Orleans. We're standing in front of our factory stock boat. We've had quite the weekend with this boat. During our qualifying laps, our rear escape hatch opened up and proceeded to get ripped off. Thought we were out for the weekend, made some phone calls. Next thing you know, this boat got moved over to Evan at Hydro Flats for repairs. He worked 24/7 the last 2 days to get it going, and we're here ready for racing on Sunday.
Reached out to Evan and told him could he pull some favors and get this thing going. Got realistically a day and a half, and they worked day and night to get it going for us. So did a repair job, and
they received the boat on Friday, probably like 6 o'clock, and did not leave the boat until last night at about midnight.
I think maybe in about 30 hours straight with the help of some infrared lamps.
Just unbelievable. So cycle guys in and out, and I just can't believe they pulled it off. But pretty extreme repairs for a weekend to, qualify on Friday, have a demolished boat, and then here we are racing on Sunday.
So,
kudos to, not only the Lake Wiley guys for running so hard and putting on a show and trying their best. Thank goodness they were all right. Obviously, the boat stayed together somewhat. There's going to be a lot of repairs before Coco, but they said that their goal was to get it ready before Coco. 151, a lot of racing. So, and sometimes you do win by default. The fact that Jack Hammer was underweight. I mean, Rusty was underweight in stock class on Sunday, and he got moved to the back of the pack.
Yeah.
We were only on Saturday when we raced in class 1, we were only 14 pounds over. So
wow.
Boat has to weigh 12,050 pounds coming out after the race. It was 12,064.
That's crazy.
So percentage wise, that's like 0.00 something. But anyway.
Yeah. So let's take it back to the Lake Wiley thing. You said that corner was pretty windy.
Yeah.
And
it was the hardest turn for us, even in our 12,000 pound boat compared to their 7,000 pound boat.
Yeah. And
the only reason that I was really focusing on it, because I could tell how high they had gotten the nose. And when you see the boat rotate, kind of like a drift, a drift, and the back, I don't know, not much. The back small percentage of the boat is the only thing in the water. And I know what it feels like as a driver. I was like, it's like you can't turn it. You put all this wheel into it, and you're like, man, it's still not going,
because there's no bite, right?
Yeah, it's just the way that I feel. I mean, and other people argue, this is an opinion, but it's like if you're slalom skiing and you want to turn hard, you put your weight forward, get the edge of the ski in, lean, and then, dig real hard, and then get the back in. Say hi, Cam. Hi,
buddy.
yo.
How are you?
He's saying, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah. So,
how was your weekend with your grandparents?
Did you have fun with Grandma and Grandpa? Did you watch the boat races? And who won? Oh, you point. You see, most of the time I come home and ask, and they don't even know. Like, I don't know who did win. Yeah, so obviously they were drifting it through the quarter, and it's a fast way around there. But even in the class 1, which we have to weigh 5,000 some more pounds than those boats, than the other boats, it was one of those things when you watched him come around there on the first time, you're like, easy boy, easy,
Yeah.
Even the announcers were calling it. Yeah.
Right.
Shane and what's the other guy? I guess I don't know him. Ralph.
Shane. Mm-hmm.
They have dogs. So they come around there and it's like easy. And then, and I mean, the wind would it was kind of gusty. So, it's just a timing thing. He might have went through there, 10 times and never had a problem, but he went through there the second time, and
Yeah.
we were like kind of calling it like, easy, watch this. This is gonna, don't do a trick, basically, because we always say do a trick,
Right.
So Friday was, tough on and it was tough on Johnny Shalacy's boat, and
Ooh.
it blew a hole in the front of that one. And not that people know, but that is Sean's old boat, which had been so much work done to the bottom of it, trying different things to make the boat competitive. So it's just got a lot of work done.
As the Vision Marine boat that ran the electric power at the shootout and set a record, right?
So extremely light layup to account for that. And then, I mean, you can ask Sean, he'll tell you. I don't know how many bottom changes they had to that boat over the last year. It had to be 10, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he'd be like, yeah, we tried this. There'd be some races you'd show up, you're like, what is that on the bottom of that boat? You'd be like, well, we're going to see if it works,
Yeah.
But it was nasty Friday.
For everybody.
We literally went out in the class 1 thinking, because when you're standing there on the shore, you're like, it ain't that bad. And then you go out there, you're like, it's terrible,
Yeah.
And we did 1 lap, came in, guys went to work, changed drive height, changed propellers, put more weight in, all that stuff, because we had qualifying at 2:30. And then we went out and put a 310 up, but it wasn't without a trick in our move too. I mean, we were about right there with Lake Wiley doing a,
you tripped it up pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And through the fastest part of the track, I had even told Tyler, I mean, we got to keep it tight through here because we're liable to catch one. And when he was doing everything he could. And it was actually that thing that where we did that was in our fast lap, which blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because I was, as people laugh, but I was thinking, when we did that, Tyler was going to like let out of the throttles and pull to the infield so I can clean my shorts out, but he, freaking nut job held him down till, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're back at it, like the horse bucks you off, time to get back on kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Next thing you know, we're still going Wildman into the turn. And thank God he did, because that got us the pole position. Barely. And
oh my God, those times were insane, right? All four of you guys
within
were
a second.
Yeah,
all within a second. I mean, I think that there was like a 3:13 done by Out of Pocket, and I think that like a 3:12 by Johnny and Willie, and then a 3:11, and then a 3:10, 2 3:10s by us and Dirty Money. So
yeah,
and Dirty Money was going around a wrong buoy, supposedly. I didn't see it during the event, but I heard I had talked to him on Saturday morning, and I was like, man, that was some close times. He goes, yeah, imagine how good a time it would have been if if we would have went around the right buoy. And I'm like, the right buoy? He goes, yeah, we went short course buoy back to long course, which really makes it to where you got to bend it around a turn hard compared to just haul ass straight.
Yeah.
So he would have freaking put some some fast numbers down because of the conditions were really suitable for his boat.
Yeah. But
so hindsight.
Explain that. I know there was some confusion for the viewers because it wasn't laid out properly. But as far as long course, short course, which I thought is great. I loved it in the first race in St. Pete.
As a driver, I freaking love it. I mean, because we got some decisions to make, So Saturday, it doesn't come into play in qualifying. You're supposed to go around long lap or standard lap at this particular race. In St. Pete, they called it standard lap, then long lap. And there we were either going, so we had to run, X amount of, and then 2 long laps. This particular one was, I think it was 11 standard laps and 3 long laps. So,
Yeah.
or I mean, sorry, it's 11 standard laps and 3 short laps. So you only get to do the short lap 3 times, which was about 10 seconds faster to do a short lap. So, for example, in Saturday's race, which, if you see Dirty Money and us side by side on lap 2, it's because they did a short lap. So
Okay.
you would have never got that cool side by side action if,
Right.
because it would have
Just
just
standard
been,
racing,
it would have been us, whatever, 10 seconds ahead. And everybody's like, oh, 10, there goes a boat by itself again. But for the fan engagement and, excitement coming through the turn there by the VIP,
Yeah.
so basically lap 1, you have to do the
Everybody has to
standard
do it.
lap. Then lap 2, they did short lap, we did long lap, which was smart on their part and maybe dumb on our part for not doing short lap at that time, because we didn't have enough of a lead to actually stay out ahead of them. So when they merged in, and I have to give way, so people on the long lap have to merge to the person coming off the short lap, side by side. I mean, that day on Saturday, we're like 142 into the bridge turn, and I'm looking out of the corner of my eye. And if you see the video, it's like literally I'm looking out of the corner of my eye and I see their pickle fork, and it's crazy. I wish everybody could experience to be going 140 into a turn and there's another boat like I don't know, 8 feet away from you or 6 feet or whatever it is. It feels like you're almost touching, but and you're trying to. And being on the outside, I'm waiting for Britt to do something because I can't do anything till he does something so he can run me long. He has, I forget what they call it. He has established a line. He is established. So at that point, I can't, come across because I don't have 2 boats. I have to have 2 boats to be able to take his lane. So obviously you just got to stay outside of them and try to do the same thing and it was about as exciting as you get coming around
For
there.
sure.
And and then down the calm straightaway back in front of the jet skis in the pits. I felt like we were exactly the same speed because we then went back into another turn side by side, which you don't see on video because it was just at the other end of the course. And then we came back down and we had gotten 2 boats, and I left them a lane, but it was a tight lane. And they had to make a decision to then go back through our wakes. And at that point, we were able to do a short lap. And then they were only, so then we were equal in our short long lap. And then we could kind of stretch our legs and put a little space in. I think maybe 10 seconds in the end out of 77 miles. So
that's
close.
Wild.
It was close.
When did you take your 3rd short lap?
We did it like almost at the end. I think it was lap 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was lap. No, actually, it was the last lap.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they said something like, "You have an 8-second lead," and we still had one left. So we thought, man, we're gonna do awesome and maybe get it up to 18 seconds. Because we were 10-second lap, and then in the end they're like 10 seconds something. I was like, man, Dirty Money had to be hauling ass for us to only gain 2 seconds on them when we were short lap, they were long lap. I never went back and looked at official lap times or anything like that, but it was exciting. And for people that don't understand it, I get it. If you're not sitting there like keeping track of long lap, short lap, it probably is tough.
And it's tough to see when you actually take the longer lap or the short lap based on the camera angles. And if they nail you properly, then it's great. But if not, you don't know.
Well, if you knew lap times, you could tell.
Right.
I mean, but it's not like they put the last 10 laps up, and then go, oh, look, he did a 3-minute flat, then a 3:10, and then a 3-minute flat. So obviously those are the 2 shorts, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One time on Sunday, we didn't do a short lap when we wanted to because we felt that we were going to be in lap traffic when we came out of it. So we wanted to get some more separation. We didn't want to catch them right in the corner and have to deal with their wakes. We were hoping to catch, I forget what boat it was. I think it was actually the X Insurance North boat. And, kudos to them. You guys all saw the engine hanging out of that fucking thing on St. Pete. I mean, they could have literally changed the spark plugs by standing in the street. The thing was so blown apart.
For sure.
And, I mean, from you get up close, you could tell it needed body work. But you stand back 40, 50 feet, you couldn't tell that it, they had the wrap back on it. They had, done all that work. I mean, so everybody involved in that. I remember talking to Nick that I think it was the day after the race, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll have it ready." And I was like, "Yeah, pipe dream," is what I was thinking.
Yeah,
but they did it. Yeah. JJ and them, and they had a fuel pump issue on Sunday. Gene told me about their crew chief.
Yeah, and then, which is why they were so far back of the back.
Yeah,
but they finished the race.
They did.
Yep. So, amazing job getting that boat together.
Yeah. Overall was us after the 2 days accumulation of points, then out of pocket racing, which is a good finish, and then Dirty Money in third. And I didn't really know what WHM did to where because Dirty Money broke on Sunday, but I didn't know how the points, I didn't ever look and see how the points worked out to where I had thought WHM finished both days because I thought he got a third on Saturday, but I didn't see what he got on Sunday. So, but anyway, at the Podium, which is, they had done the calculations and we had went through tech because there's about an hour and a half gap, and Mercury and all them had looked at the data to make sure everybody wasn't cheating and stuff like that. And yeah, I was actually a little surprised to see with a DNF that be Dirty Money up there, but obviously it was correct through the points. But kudos to them. They were fast as hell. And Sunday we were doing everything we could to stay ahead of them. I think at the time they broke, we were only 6 seconds ahead, but
that's wild.
We had a good setup on Sunday too. Tyler and everybody, and Chelsea had done a great job on Saturday coming to us with, like past test sessions and stuff like that, and what she had felt that the correct propeller was. So we had a certain pitch on when we went in the water on Saturday, and then it kind of, it was like, man, it looks a little bumpier than we think. So we switched and we went down, and then Chelsea came back to us and goes, "I think you're doing the wrong thing," which takes some balls because, it's like, what happens after the race if it was wrong and we come back,
right?
And
and we're like, fully on her.
Yeah. Right? Thanks for that input. And it's like, but so, and Tyler put her on the spot. He goes, "Well, you got the data in front of you. What do you think?" She's like, "I think you should do what you were going to do when we put it in the water." So, I mean, like 3 minutes before the start of the race, because Jake changed the props in the water, and Jake's all freaked out because alligators and shit in that dirty brown water down there. And then so he had Dave switch the props afterwards back. I mean, I didn't actually see any alligators this time. Last year I did, but I mean, there's signs everywhere, like alligators, and creepy crawlies. I did see snakes and shit.
Yeah. I was getting off the pace boat and somebody goes, "Oh my God, there's an alligator on the water," and looked out there and this big old thing, but it was just a log.
Yeah. That's what Missy said. We were going along they had cool bleachers set up, like portable bleachers for the fans and stuff. And we were going between the two pits because of physicals, and we're going in the morning and we're going slow because it's kind of chilly. And I look out there and I was like, "You see any alligators?" And she's like, "No, I don't see any." I was like, "Everything looks like an alligator when you look out there in that shallow area." I'm like, "Look at that, look at that, look at that." But we never slowed down to try to figure it out. But
yeah. So in St. Pete with the long lap, short lap, you guys relied on ChatGPT to kind of decide for you. How was it this time? Was it just about feel and the heat of the race?
It was, I don't think that you change it up very often unless the track, unless I guess you would have to do the math on how much different it is, because it's all about clean water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessary because you're going to go the same amount of miles no matter what.
Correct.
So it's like, when do you do it? And obviously you want to do it to where you can be out front and not have to deal with a rooster tail in somebody else's wake.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we did it on Sunday on lap 2, because we're like, well, Dirty Money is, 4 seconds behind us because they're telling us in our headsets. And I'm like, so obviously we don't want to do long lap and then come out of this and they're going to be 6 seconds ahead of us. And then they're dictating my line, and our boat's being so much different. It'd be different if we were like in the same boat to where we could run the same line, but a rudder boat with surface drives turns different and runs different. And the guys in the boat run differently, so
yeah,
it's like, at that point it was like, and it's Sunday, it's like crunch time. It's like, don't give up the lead. Not that you want to give it up on Saturday, but you still got Sunday,
Right.
So, but when it comes down to final lap and everything on Sunday, it's like you start hearing shit in the boat and like, what's that smell? And, did you see that little crab pot out there? Don't hit that thing, all that.
Right. Yeah.
Because we're at that point, like 150 miles into the race. I was trying to figure out how many laps we did, total this weekend, but it was a lot. It's like a 5.7 mile course, and we did 14 laps, a day, not counting sight lap and not counting, the half a lap before the start of the race, because they start us on the back side. So it's really 15 and a half. So that's 31 laps of wide open. So
yeah,
it's wild to think of that. It's 150 miles of wide open. Who is our race fuel now? Is it VP?
VP.
Yeah, VP is the race. I mean,
the official.
We definitely went through a lot of that this weekend.
Yeah,
because we burn, over 1.5 gallons a mile. So,
well, I gotta say, I mean, so we're 2 races in St. Pete and now New Orleans, and you guys 4 races under your belts, and you guys have won the last 3, taking first place and then second place for the first one. So that's quite a start.
Yeah, if you'd asked me that, I'd have been like, yeah, no,
right.
no. Yeah, and I guarantee if you asked Tyler that too, he would have been the same way. But it's a good feeling, and we haven't won that much since old Supercat days.
Yeah.
So the fact that we got our old girl, Lindsay comes across the radio at the end of the race and is like, "We're not selling it. You don't need the new boat." We're like,
yeah, I think that was one of the questions that I asked both of you guys as you guys are coming off the boat. Was like, "Oh, how are you going to retire this old girl when she's doing so well?" And you got the new one in the wings.
Tyler goes, "Well, the price went up," or something like that. I think he said.
Yeah, right. And another thing,
it's a boat that can win. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. The competition level between you guys and Dirty Money is just off the hook, and the sportsmanship is just really spot on right there, because you guys at the award ceremony, for people that may not have seen it, you guys are all taking your podium spots. Dirty Money out of pocket takes 3rd, Dirty Money, Britt, and
the second.
Oh, second, right.
Yeah.
And Britt and Bill take the other. And as you guys are walking up with 2 flags from both days, Britt goes, "Can I hold one of those?"
Yeah. Britt's a good dude.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
Him and I have a lot of the same kind of personality. We're kind of chill, and it's, and obviously we want to win, but sometimes it don't always work out. But yeah,
and that's the coolest thing, is that you guys obviously fight tooth and nail out on the course, but then after it's over, and you guys are able to just chalk it up, and it was a good race, and look forward to the next one.
Yeah, so and Kevin's a good dude too. I can't ever get his right.
Burrell, Yeah.
Burrell. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's, he's a good dude. Obviously Billy Moore, I've raced against him forever, and what a competitor. And then Bill Pyburn, I mean, hell of a throttle, man. And he's been really nice lately as far as the camaraderie and, talking about boats and, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, all 6 of us up there. Obviously everybody wants to win, but
Willie Cabeza told me that Bill Byron was responsible for helping them set up their cockpit as well as it is now. Just setting them up with the seats and the some of the computer stuff and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool as far as sportsmanship and helping out a fellow competitor.
Yeah, it is amazing, the sportsmanship in the pits. I mean, you could, if you went through and just asked everybody, a little story about, this weekend, even if you just picked it out, like whether it's a propeller or whether it's, just input on, what to do to try to make your boat better, or whether it's climbing in the boat and helping out,
Yeah.
Yeah. The, Jeremy Tashida got his first win, him and Julian.
Yep.
So
in
that
super
was
stock.
In super stock. I mean, squirted out there and then held off the lead. Team Bermuda was, hot on their heels right at the end.
Yeah.
I was running a stopwatch. They got within a second and a half. And I don't know what happened to Team Bermuda at the beginning, but they were like 9th or 10th place and worked the way through that whole field. And of fast boats. I think there was 16 of them, 15 or 16. 15 of them. Yeah.
16 last week in St. Pete, but 15 this New Orleans.
Yeah. So.
And that start was crazy. I was on the start boat and just watching all those boats line up, and it's just way out there, like pretty impressive. And Justin Martin was doing a great job on holding everybody back and starting all the boats at the right time.
The way that he gets on the radio and bosses people around helps tremendously.
Yeah.
Justin did a good job on all of our starts this weekend. I guess it was just 2 of them. It felt like a million of them. Because it's stressful, that whole sight lap. And it wasn't as stressful for me being on the pole, but being in the middle of the pack. I mean, on that Saturday race, Dirty Money got just murdered on the inside. WHM came over a little bit, and it's one of those things, everybody's going to the same point, and it's like you start tightening the boats up. It's just like if you're not up there equal with everybody, you're gonna eat shit, and they did, but still worked their way right out of that into second place. So and then side by side ultimately into first for a little bit, then we finally got it back. So.
Yeah. And then you guys have to maintain your lanes for a good period of time, right?
Yeah, it's maintain your lane until you have 2 full boat lengths of overtake.
Okay.
I mean, but going into that turn, I don't want to say, for example, I'm lane 1. It's not like I'm going to go from lane 1 out to lane 3 to make it. I'm trying to stay lane 1 all the way through, like touch the buoys and
right.
And that's kind of how it worked. I mean, and on the way to turn 1, I could tell Tyler could feel that Dirty Money was getting washed down by the other boats coming in, and he even told me go, and it says it in one of our videos, it's kind of hard to make it out, but he goes, go left for Dirty Money, go left for Dirty Money. And I mean, I'm thinking to myself, if I go left, I might miss the buoy, but okay, I'll scooch over a little bit, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I wish everybody could experience it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be the most popular sport on the planet if people could experience how out of control it is, you know.
And that's why it's so cool when you guys put out your videos of the onboard, and especially the chatter when you guys talk to one another, and to be in the cockpit with you guys and know what you guys are talking and strategizing and how you guys are communicating with one another within the heat of a race.
Leave me tight through here. Make it turn it. Make it turn it. So you got wheels? Yeah, go. Up one. Not too much, yeah. That's coming. Square me off. Got it. Two, sorry, 3 here. You're right on our head. Doing great, Myron. Doing great, buddy. Don't act me up a hair.
Yeah, you have to. And I mean, and then, you know, if you screw up or something, then you, or, you know, hell, if you're scared, you know, you got to be a cheerleader for your bro in there with you. You're like, come on,
Yeah.
you can do a good job. Oh, you got this, you know, or,
Right,
or, you know, like, sorry, I fucked up, you know, and you know, it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
You got to be your own cheerleader / motivational speaker. I don't know what it is.
Right.
For
Well, like I
each
said,
other.
I was on the start boat with Justin and the crew, and Justin goes, "Why does Billy Moff get so close to my buoys?" Apparently, he took one out earlier in the week, and we're back at the docks after Sunday's races, and Tristan Collins she was waiting for interviews, and we noticed that there was a black smudge on the front left sponson tip, and Tristan goes, "Billy, what's that on your boat?" He's like, "What? Where?" And he's like, we just see like this black smudge. It's like, I go, "Billy, did you hit another buoy?" He goes, "Yeah, I probably did. I hit a lot of buoys." I go, "I'm gonna start calling you Buoy Moff." And he goes, "I like that."
Yeah. Yeah, there's the epic picture of him that one time in Supercat where it's stuck on the front and just
Right.
I was Cocoa Beach. I remember that we had gotten enough of a lead. It was like, look, the buoy is stuck on his sponson on the front. I mean, I couldn't have kept going. I'll be like, stop. I'm going to get out and I'm going to kick that off and we're going to take back off. But Billy don't give a shit. I had a lot of, you know, different conversations with Billy Moff, and he is such a cool dude. I mean,
yeah.
there is no F's given. You know?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
He is awesome. He tells you exactly the way that he feels right then. So
we were talking, you know, how he's got those paw prints for each one of his pets on his boat. You know, like
Yeah.
on the other side they should put the buoys.
yeah. Rest in peace, Orange Triangle from yeah. That's funny.
So
he's been doing it for, I mean,
such a long time. Yeah.
I think he said 49 years.
Oh my gosh.
That's what he told me. 49 years.
That's a long spell.
Yeah, that's as old as I am. And he's been racing, so
yeah, pretty cool.
So I was excited about that. The little party that was going on Saturday night was cool, and then the wind kind of, you know, sucked on Friday because they moved the what do they call it, registration into the hotel, so we had to kind of scramble around to get everything done, and that sucked. But you know, other than that, you know, the drivers' meetings were good. Bob was on point, except for when his Bluetooth failed and somebody, you're gonna have to say Dustin's last name. I never get it right.
Farthing.
No, not him.
Kluat.
Kluat, yeah. Kuyat, I think. Kulat. Anyway, see, I'd tell you how I screw up. But so everybody, this is epic. So Bob's up there, you know, Bob, like military Bob, in charge of everything, you know, blah blah blah. The Bluetooth goes out on the speakers to the microphone, and I wouldn't have. I don't. This is me not being the practical joker, but he finds it. The Bluetooth's open, and then like found a fart sound, and then was, you know, playing a fart
letting
sound.
it rip. Yeah.
Oh my! Everybody was dying.
It was hilarious, and because it was so tense, like all the message that Bob was giving until his mic gave out.
Yeah.
And then
it was a good segue into the next part of the it took a little edge off because he's, telling everybody, don't screw up or you're going to get penalized.
Right.
And then
Just
and he said something like, "Excuse me" or something
no,
like
he's
that.
like, oh, that felt good. So
Oh yeah. So he
for
handled
him
it
owning
well.
Yeah, exactly.
He
And
handled
then
it.
the next day he goes, don't try the Bluetooth trick. He's like, we've turned that off.
Yeah. So he brought it up, but yeah, so that was good. Trying to think of more events that happened that were
Oh, I'll tell you what. Like I said, Friday there was a lot of carnage. We talked about Say Less, and Kevin Burrell and Billy Moore lost a prop.
broke a prop shaft. Yep. And so
CR Racing, they broke an outdrive, and then they battled back, and they had a tough testing session and qualifying, but they battled back and took first place in Supercat, which
I think that's their first one in a long maybe
time.
ever in Supercat.
You think?
I kind of do.
Yeah. Wow.
I kind of do.
Very happy for them. That was cool. It was a long time coming for those two, and they've been through different versions of boats. I think they have your old boat now, don't they?
The old Monster last year's or the year before last is Monster Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. And they've got her running. Yeah. I mean, they qualified pole. Then they actually were in second in the race. They led the race a lot. Dirty Money got around them, but then Dirty Money broke. Is what I never witnessed it, but Dirty Money broke on the last lap because I knew that they had broke because they were towing the boat in, and Bill and Britt had to jump off the one boat into the class one.
Right.
Because basically, I don't know who it was, probably Bobby or TJ, brought the boat out to them so that then he could do the ride of shame when your boat's broke back to the pits,
Yeah, right.
For them so that they could get the race started because it was tight. It was back-to-back races that they were hopping in, and that's stressful enough. They did have some jet ski stuff going on in between, which helped, but on that particular race, it was like no jet ski stuff in between. I mean, I don't even think the Angel ship or the helicopter came in to refuel. I think it might have sat down to cool off a little bit and then went right back up.
Yeah. Speaking of the helicopter, want to bring that up because I know there's a lot of chatter online. But as far as when Lake Wiley went over, I got a text message from Randy Sism shortly after it happened, and he watched the replay, and he said, based on the footage, the boat flips, and then the first racer is out, patting his head at 20 seconds. The second racer is out at 25 seconds. Helicopters overhead at 35 seconds. They did not deploy divers because the guys were giving signals as they were trained to do. Said the training worked. So that's why the divers didn't go in the water, because they were signaling that they were okay, and no need for the divers to get in the water.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but makes sense. I mean, I know that to tap the top of your helmet if everything's good, and why send guys jumping into alligator infested water if they don't have to, if they know the guys are all right. And at that point, safety boats are on their way and the guys are standing there, and you get a good visual. I mean, so
yeah. And we were on them pretty quickly as well, being the start boat, and they were good, because even in the post interviews they were saying they didn't feel anything, and they weren't banged up at all. And
I talked to Garrett. and he told me that. But I mean, there's always going to be haters, so I don't know. I see both sides. Oh, they weren't there fast enough, but they were, because everybody's all right. But there's been deaths years past. Do you blame the divers on those? Or it's a situation that we put ourselves into, kind of thing. But I mean, I get it. I see both sides, and I don't comment on it just because I'd like to be the knock on wood, and got to put it out of my mind, or you would never go out there and go fast.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, but just wanted to share that information for as far as what Randy broke it down with, and he's been racing for as long as all of us.
And I
or
thought
all of
that.
you.
I mean, obviously, when you look at the live stream, and if you're not at the race and you're sitting there and it's zoomed right in on the boat, you're like, well, where's the
Where is
divers
anybody?
at? Where's the helicopters? Like, well, the guys are standing. I mean, the boat was literally it looked like it was floating higher upside down than it normally sits, right side up, because I mean, it was obviously everything was intact because the boat was floating so high.
Yeah.
And I think they said that they didn't even get wet or barely got wet.
Yeah, I don't think they did. There were some hatches that had blown off and from the crash, and we picked those up. And brought them on
I saw that they were leaving the boat before it even crashed.
Yeah.
Like I saw one of the pictures. Did you see the video today where they had made it like a rocket ship or whatever? Have you seen it?
I didn't. Is it AI?
Yeah, obviously, but it's pretty funny. I forget who sent it to me today, but it was good. Hold on. I think this is it. I'll show you real quick. You'll have to show it. But that's Garrett putting it on there. It's like not Garrett making fun. Is the throttle man in the boat is making that. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, so you just got a message from Justice at Performance Boat Center. Tell us what's going on with the race boats.
Yeah, we got that. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We've got he just said he just got hit with a microburst down there. Have multiple trees uprooted, lost the siding on his house. That's what he's talking about right now. It looks gnarly out there outside the window.
You got a storm coming through?
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Look at this tree that's down.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that happened right now.
That's by Justice's house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's what he was, but we have this weekend open house going on at Performance. So the salesmen have been putting boats in the water all day, basically since, it's kind of one of those weekends to where hopefully the weather's good, people show up, but we're going to have the MCOM boat on display along with Craig's going to bring the rig down. I told him he needs to set up the tent, put the boat under there, and it's like, fuck you, I'm gonna set that tent up my ass, and then we're working on all the boats in the shop. I mean, multiple outboard rigs, and we got all the Performance Powerboat rigging that's going on, and then we got boats for sale, and ultimately that's what we're trying to do, pedal boats. Right. So they're down there putting them on the dock so people can see them in the water, and then potentially if they like them, go for a ride. So that's at Performance Boat Center this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And the weather looks good on Friday, but it looks kind of chilly on Saturday. So anyway.
Yeah. And so how is the new Pro Class 1 boat coming along?
It's good. So we have Teague sent the water pickups, so they are, because it's not like you order them on out of the catalog and bolt them on.
Yeah.
So they're on there, and Greg and Jake are rigging away here. So I'll just show you some pictures. And yeah, it's coming along. It's gonna be cool. So potentially it could be done, ready for next race. Like you can see in the bilge there, all the wiring and batteries, we just set a set of 1350s in there to mock it all up, but drive shaft covers are in. You can see the standoff boxes are on, stuff like that. Here's the back of the boat. You can see the back of the boat, for example.
Look how low that thing is.
Oh yeah. You can see the engine sitting. See how high the engine's sitting on the top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, you see the water pickups that Teague made for me. I mean, I think you could crane the boat in with these things. They're so, look at them babies.
Pretty beefy. Yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts on that side, and I think 6 bolts on the other.
Damn.
Yeah. So 11 5/16 bolts holding it on, and like on our boat right now, there's 6. So overkill.
Yeah.
That way, when I sent these pictures to Tyler and the group today, or Jake did, and Jake and Tyler responded something like, "That's for when I, do a trick in qualifying, they don't rip off," or something like that.
And the factory stock 500 boat. When's that one
supposedly
coming?
Cocoa Beach. So next race, I mean, we're down to, I think it's 4 weeks right now.
4 weeks away, 1 month.
Yeah, so 1 month. Been talking to Connor Handy a lot, and Adrian and Randy and everybody involved at MTI that's going to be part of this. Scott in the rigging department. So Scott's one of the main riggers in there. So I talked to Scott, Connor a lot, about what particular parts you want, whether it's seat belts or, hey, what do you think about, and they'll send you pictures of where they'd like to put the stuff. And you're like, yeah, I'm not used to that. Here's a picture of our other boat. We want to make them pretty similar. So it's not like you're trying to learn one boat over the other when you're racing, 2 boats back to back or in the same day. Kind of make them the same. So you're not, especially for Tyler. I mean, I got a steering wheel, how bad can I fuck that up compared to him? He's got switches and buttons and stuff like that, kind of same locations. That way he's more comfortable with it and doesn't hit the wrong button, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm also nervous, see how competitive those guys are out there doing laps, and, and we're just going to be the rookies, or feels like the rookies. Obviously we're not, but last year we had 2 races, broken one and one in the other in that class. So
yeah,
but the competition's getting more fierce because more boats, obviously. Jackhammer and their, I think it's a Valor boat is extremely competitive. I know they were underweight. I don't know if 20 pounds mattered. I doubt it, but you got to follow the rules. So
yeah,
it's one of the things. So I think they are still in the lead for IHRA points for the national championship. I think Sayles moved up into second because they would have, because Wiley would have been in second, but now they're in, I don't know, maybe 4th or 5th. But
overall.
Anyway, overall points for the year, which ultimately that's what matters a lot. I mean, I haven't looked at our points, but we have to have a significant lead at this point, but there's still a lot of races left.
For sure.
Going to Coco next, and then all of the other, places that we got to go. I think we do the Lake Michigan stuff after that, right? I think we go.
No, I think lake race after Coco.
Yeah, lake, yeah. So, but all freshwater, yeah. So,
right.
Yeah, so Coco, lake race, then you're right, and then Sheboygan, St. Clair, St. Clair, then Sheboygan. Yeah,
I think so.
So, yeah.
Is there a concern taking 2 brand new race boats to a traditionally rough Cocoa Beach?
Yeah. I mean, I do. I'm freaking out. I mean, so I've heard Tyler talk to people like, maybe we, since, I mean, you see the boat, there's still probably 3 weeks. I mean, if we worked overtime and just pumped on it, we could have it done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But, as the guy paying for it, you don't want to have to pay overtime, on all this and stuff like that. And then the guys get burnt out, and not saying they don't do as good of a job, but they get less creative on stuff, and just like, hey, this'll work, kind of thing.
Right.
And then, I don't know. And then, 2 brand new boats going into a race. So I've heard him tell people at New Orleans that, maybe we, take our time on this boat and bring the other boat along. But, then again, we might get this thing done and he go, we're going to take the new one. So it's ultimately Tyler's call, but I understand either way. I mean, potentially I would probably feel more comfortable taking the class 1 that we raced this weekend, and then, maybe debuting the new boat at Lake Race. So,
yeah.
But the thing is, once you go to one boat, you can't go back to the other. You wash your points away. So
oh, really?
It's not like you can jump back and forth.
Yeah.
So, will the new boat be good? I hope.
Yeah, that's the plan, right?
That's the plan.
Mm.
But it's hard. It's hard after you go through a weekend like we went through, and then even a St. Pete race, and think, you're going to be in something better.
Yeah.
But I guess you got to be optimistic and keep pushing the envelope. I know them guys in GC, because I know they're working on their boat. I know Dirty Money's working on their boat. I know Billy Moore's working on their boat. Obviously X North is, fine tuning theirs with Gene and everybody. So these boats at the end of the year are definitely faster than they were at the beginning of the year, especially with, IHRA giving prize money and people striving for that national championship. So
yeah, it definitely feels like the competition has risen to the challenge of everything else across the board.
Tell you what, it was like I don't know, we were doing something today. Oh, Brandon came through, one of the employees at the shop. He's like, man, I need a beer. I was like, yeah, me too. I was like, it feels like a month, because there's a lot of the times back in the day, you'd show up on a Thursday at a race, and you'd party, and then Friday would just be like registration, and then Saturday would be testing, and then so then you're back to normal by Saturday from partying on Thursday night, and then you're racing on Sunday. I was like, this whole qualifying Friday makes it so you don't party on Thursday night, and then you're like, well, I'm racing on Saturday, so you don't party on Friday night. And they're like, well, I'm racing on Sunday, so you don't party on Saturday night. So you're like, when was the last time I partied? Kind of thing. But but you're there to race, and I get it. I mean, it gives the fans more to see, and I mean, we'll get time off to but it's a lot of racing. Just like I said, 150 miles of, and giving kudos to Mercury Racing. I mean, literally, Tyler is 100% throttle, like 99.9% of the time. And you look back in there, you're like, man, I can't believe these things last.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we even took it out today, so we always like to get it back, and I've said this before, but we get it back and we run in the fresh water just to, even though ponds and train's brackish, you can still, see some salt in it, but we just like to go out. I forget what we ran it today, like maybe 15 miles or something, but Myrick actually rode with me because the guys were all working. We ran it 10 miles. Top speed of 150, and we burnt 12.7 gallons of fuel. But you bring it back and just do a little shakedown run, get her up to pressures, because say, for example, you run it on a hose, it might be idling at like 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of water pressure.
Yeah.
At 150 miles an hour, I was probably at 50 pounds of water pressure because it's forcing it in. So you got to think how much better that flushes it and all that. So, and Mercury does say, like, man, when we, do tear your engines apart, they are in great condition. So we kind of attribute that into running it. And Rusty was doing the same thing with the little stock boat tonight. I mean, he was get it back to the shop, give it a little love, run it in the fresh water, and put her back on the trailer, wash her up, and then go through your regular, I don't know, maintenance per race maintenance.
Yeah,
that one's getting new engines though, so it's getting the new what they call
shorter
them, ROS 15-inch.
Yeah, that's cool. I gotta say, I was in the pits when you guys were out testing on Friday in the rough stuff, and after you guys realized pretty quickly that it was pretty bumpy out there. You guys were going to switch to your rough water setup, and he made a call into, I assume, Jake.
Yeah.
And your whole team jumped into action like it was a NASCAR pit crew. You had the outdrives out on the racks and staged and waiting for the boat to come in. And as soon as it came in, they swapped those two outdrives.
17 minutes. So, so drive, swap, set up, tow, change propellers, everything, and
back out again.
Set and back out again. 17 minutes. So
that was damn.
It's neat. You know, the more you do it, and the more you build a hell of a team. And we've got some new guys on the team, Colin and Mike, another Mike Studi. So they're new guys, but are extremely helpful. And then Jake and Craig and Dave and Mike Powell. And, you know, I mean, it's one thing just to be like, you know, because the guys like to leave stuff packed in so it looks clean, you know, around there. Those, you know, those drives were on a rack up on a stand up in the top of the, you know, toter or the trailer, you know. So not only Mike, you know, working to get props and everything down, and we even changed spacers in those particular drives. Even though they were a rough water setup, we still wanted to fine tune them a little bit more, just with another 1/4 inch different spacer. So, and that just goes from data and testing and stuff like that. But yeah, it didn't even take us a lap. We were like halfway through Friday, and we're like felt like we were 10 pitches too high, you know? And it was like, well, okay, guys, get the trailer, you know, let's go back and let's get this done. Cause I think testing started at like 11:30 or 12. And then the race was at 2:30. We had time to go out there and do a lap. A lap before qualifying. So to do a complete swap. And we have one hell of a team. You know, Jake and Craig and Dave obviously are the three main guys on the boat, but then Mike and Colin, and you know, and Colin was hired to be a lot to do with the new outboard boat to help Adrian when Adrian comes on as the crew chief for that boat. So and then the girls, I mean, Lindsay and Chelsea are cleaning propellers and putting things away, and Chelsea's taking all of the data that we get from Motec and then trying to analyze it and give Tyler and I input on, you know, what to do.
No, it was really impressive to see. You know, like I said, it was definitely reminiscent of a NASCAR pit crew, that how everybody knew what they needed to do and got it done, and you guys were back out there. And so, and obviously all of that preparation and dedication worked with 2 victories on the podium in New Orleans. So, congratulations.
I wish I thank you. I wish I could remember everybody, you know, who, you know, won this weekend so I could give everybody kudos. But I was definitely happy for Jeremy, Tashida, and Julian, and then the Bermuda guys. Can't believe it. I heard Scott Porta did a bottom on that thing. And that's one of the reasons that they're running so well. So good for those guys. And then I think Trente got 3rd. He said that, I kind of watched one of his videos. He said that he was not on his game, and he didn't have the boat set up perfect for Matt. So he was saying that they'll do better and stuff like that. So you know, all of those guys work so hard, not just our class, but all those classes. And I'm excited. I'm so happy that, you know, Eccentrist North got their boat back out there, because I want 8-10 boats out there in class 1, you know, racing. So, you know, and then How to Live guys were out there, you know, running that skater and doing
Mike
well.
and Cade, they were going for it, so it's good stuff.
And then the whole Super Cat field, Great L did. I think they ended up 2nd, and I don't. EWB.
EWB
third
place.
on
Lake
the
Havasu
podium.
boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Kelly and Ron. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for those guys.
Mhm.
I mean, they are trying, and it's what it takes. Seat time. I tell them all. Even when I talk to Mike Howe and Kate, I'm like, it takes a lot of laps.
That was the thing. Ron and Kelly, they're ear to ear. They're like, "Oh, that was so fun. We could have done 10 more laps on that out there." And so let's go. And so, it's cool that they're dedicated and they're pushing it and then enjoying themselves while they're out there. That's what it's all about.
You're exactly right.
So, all right. Well, look forward to seeing what else is coming from the MCon Monster Energy Camp and the PWC stuff. But am I going to see you?
Talked to a lot of the PWC guys, and there was a couple of them that were wanting to get on the Boats and Bros podcast. So we're gonna have to hit them up.
Same, yeah. Got a bunch of the bracket classes that want to come on, and so we've got a lot of people that want to come on, and it's just getting more and more exciting. So let's go.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been another episode of the Boats and Bros podcast. Please remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Nice job, Myrick, bro.
Thank you, bro.
This podcast is powered by Speedboat Magazine. Subscribe now at speedboat.com for 9 power-packed current issues a year direct to your mailbox.